Hello, everybody. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, depending on where you're joining us from. Okay, the music has stopped playing now. Okay, great. Good afternoon, good evening, and thank you for joining. Let me know who is joining us. Let me know in the comment section. You can leave a comment in the comment section. You can let us know where you're joining from. You could just mention your name and where you're joining from. So you can write Kojo, joining from Accra, or maybe Yvonne, joining from the Central region. Let's know where you're joining us from. Good afternoon, good evening, and thank you for joining. Let me know who's joining us. Let me know in the comment section. You can leave a comment in the comment section. Let us know where you're joining from. Just mention your name and where you're joining from. So you can write Kojo. Okay, so I can see Amanda. Greetings. I'm so grateful to be here. Okay, great. Great, Amanda. We're excited to have you. So those who are watching on Instagram, is it showing on Instagram? Can see the banner is still showing on Instagram. Okay. I think I'm getting some feedback. So I can see Amanda. Let me try and work on the feedback. Excited to have you. So those who are watching on Instagram, is it showing on Instagram? I can see the banner is still showing on Instagram. Okay. All right. I think I'm getting some feedback. Still getting feedback from here. Try and look at the feedback. Okay. No problem. Okay. So where am I getting the feedback from? Hi guys, can you hear me? Please let me know if you can hear me in the comment section. Let me know if you can hear me in the comment section. Okay. Okay, so I can see some comments. So definitely you can hear me. Okay. All right. So thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining today. Amanda joining from Accra. Okay, great. Amanda. Thank you. Thank you. So it means you can all hear me clearly. Okay. So today we're going to have a conversation about your career. Today we're going to have a conversation about your career. Now, I chanced on this quote by Sanchu, the author of Art of War. And he says that strategy without tactics is the slowest route to victory. And tactics without strategy is the noise before defeat. And this really resonates with me so much. Like when I think of my career throughout the years, and I look at some of the people that I have been working with, I've seen how people have jumped for bigger salaries, good benefits, and then later on realize that it was just a ceiling for their growth and they are not growing anymore. They are just stuck. They are not finding fulfillment. They feel like they are stuck where they are now just because they didn't have a strategy for their growth. A lot of people concentrate more on their jobs than they concentrate on their career. So it's very important that you know the difference between a job and a career. So the job is what you are doing, your job description, the day-to-day activities that you are doing. That's your job, right? So when you go to work, you're a marketing officer, you're a marketing manager, that is the job you are doing today, right? Your day-to-day activities. Now, your career is long term. So jobs are short term. Your career is long term. It's an accumulation of all the jobs that you have done, all the experiences you have garnered, all the networks you have created. That makes up your career. So today, I want to give you some strategy and some nuggets that will help you to draw or to develop a career. And then there is a difference between growth and development. Most of us look at our career, our jobs in terms of growth, not in development. Now, growth in simple terms is increase in quantity, and then development is increase in quality, right? So, growth is increase in quantity, and then development is increase in quality. So a lot of us have increase in our salary, increase in benefits, but there is no commensurate increase in our skill sets, right? We are not increasing quality. So some of us are increasing because of good relationships. Some of us are increasing because of connections. And the more you increase in quantity based on those things, your growth is hinged to someone. The moment the person leaves the scene, you become you become of no consequence. And it's dangerous to live your life like that. One thing I always tell people is I do not want to live my life based on someone's benevolence. Because when the person is no longer there, then you cannot grow. And there's something that I heard from Dr. Mensa Tobel when he went to Wolfberg in Nigeria. He said that anybody who has a need can be manipulated. So if you are so needy in front of people, you are easily manipulated. So because people are giving you opportunities and you are easily moved by their movements. So like it's like in business, right? When your focus is on your competition, you move based on your competition and not on your strategy. So you notice that people are just following competition. Their strategy is what their competitor is doing, response to what their competitor is doing. So anytime that they are kept in the dark of what the competitor is doing, they have nothing to do. There's nothing new for them to do. And that shouldn't be your story in your career. You must take hold of your career by growing in quality and not growing in quantity. Those who are watching on Instagram, please let me know. From my end, I can still see the banner here. The banner has not switched. So let me know if you are watching on Instagram, if you can see my video. I'd like to know if you can see my video on Instagram. I'd like to know if you can see my video on Instagram. Okay. And let's make this very conversational. Okay. If you have, let's make it conversational. Okay. I think I'm visible on Instagram. Okay. So let's continue. If you agree with what I'm saying, you can drop what you agree with in the comment section. If you disagree too, please do drop what you disagree with in the comment section. I'm very open to that. Let's have a conversation about this. So I'm going to share with you 5 things, right? 5 things that will help you develop in quality, which will then cause you to develop in quantity. So, number one, your mentality. Your mentality as a corporate worker, as an entrepreneur, is very, very important. You need a growth mentality and not an arrival mentality. What do I mean by this? So many people, when they think of their business, when they think of their career, they think of a destination. So if I'm able to get a job that pays me 20K, gives me a house, then I'll be comfortable. If I'm able to do a business that can give me, like, say, 15K or 15,000 in terms of profit at the end of, let's say, a month, then I'll be okay. So you see, with this kind of mentality, the moment you hit that ceiling, then you arrive and you settle. It's like when you're traveling. When you're traveling from here to Kumasi, here to London, here to the US, when you get to your destination, you remove your luggage and you settle. And the moment that you settle, it's difficult for you to grow. But if you have a growth mentality, you notice that, yes, I want to reach a certain target, which will then propel me into another thing. So you don't have an arrival mentality. It doesn't mean that you are not, you do not, you are not grateful for what you have. It means that you are not complacent. Because today, 15,000 might sound like money to you. But give it some time, give it 10, even 5 years, or even 3 years, 15,000 might be nothing. Because there's also lifestyle inflation. The more that you make the money, the more your lifestyle changes, and you probably would want more. And that money that you've got might not be able to satisfy the needs that you have at that level. So you should have a growth mentality, which says that I want to grow, I want to develop. At every stage that I get to, I want to be the best. You get it? So if you want to be the best at every stage, you want to do more, because the best at some point is not enough. Or your best there can now become somebody's better and you want to do more. It doesn't mean that you should always be comparing yourself with people, but it means that you should always have a higher target. Aim for a higher standard. When you get to that standard, aim more, aim higher, because you might be the one to set the standard. And it's okay to be the one to set the standard. For many of us, we like to follow, but some point in your life, you have to be the one setting the standard. So in your career, don't say that when I have a job that pays me this much, I'll be okay. No. Tell yourself that I want to develop my skill to get to a certain level that will make me top of the class. That will make me somebody that people want to employ. So don't tie yourself to to a certain mindset or to a certain club. Tie yourself to your skill. Develop your skills so much so that people want to pay even beyond what the market is asking for you. So the growth mentality, not the arrival mentality. Number two, decide what your career goals are for the year 2026. Now, when we talk about career goals, I see a lot of people on the growth level. They'll always say that I want to make so much money. I want to be employed in this company. I want to travel to this country to go and work. It's always about what you would get from your employer and not what you would put into the business. Now, I always tell people this. Employment or working as an employee is like working on the stock market. You go to the office to trade. Your employer pays you as much as you want to put in. Somebody will say, no, the employer pays you how much you agreed at the interview table. No, what you agreed at the interview table is the starting point. When you are able to put in so much that the company is now affected and the owner is able to see growth in the business in terms of revenue, in terms of profits, then you can now go to the table with confidence to negotiate. You can always renegotiate your salary when you're putting in the best. So your employer is paying you for the time that you come and put in the business, and then you are bringing in your A game. So when you bring in your A game and you bring in your A plus game and the effect is felt on the business, you can negotiate for more. So instead of seeing what your employer can give you, look at how you can grow in terms of your skill and in terms of what you can put into the business to make the business grow. So when you are talking about your goals, don't just look at what you can get, look at what you can put in. So there is something that I'm going to show you. I'm going to give you some prompts that you can use AI to help you develop some guidelines, right? So, like I said in my promotion towards this event, I want to share with you tactics and strategies that will help you use technology, engage people, and then use your skills to grow. So now you can ask ChatGPT, right? What is the job description of someone working in your role in a large firm or in a multinational firm? Or you can ask ChatGPT, what are the job description? What's the job description or the job expectation or the skills expectation of someone who is working in your role, maybe marketing manager, and is at top of his level in a multinational company? Then that will give you an idea of the skills that you would need. So the job description, when you read a job description, it will give you an idea of the skill sets that you would need. And then you now start developing your skills based on those expectations, right? Because at the top level, there are certain expectations. At the world class level, there are certain expectations. And you don't want to be a local champion. You want to work at the world class level. So you want to grow your skills to be at the world class level so that your mobility is not just local, but you have mobility globally. Because today we're in a global village and the internet has made it easy for us to work globally. So you want to get those skills that will help you to grow. And now, when you're able to get the skill set needed to work at a global level in your position, you can now set relevant goals. So I'll say that again. You ask ChatGPT to give you the relevant skills or the job description for someone working in your role at a global level or in a multinational company. Now, when you have those skill sets or that job description, you use it to develop your career goals or you can use that to develop your career goals for the year 2026 so that your goals are relevant. So I'm not having this conversation alone. I'm having the conversation with you, Amanda, Joel, Delali, everyone who is here. I'm having this conversation with you. Let me know what you think. Throw in your questions, and then let's get going. Right, Silas, say this is good information. Thank you so much, Silas. Now, point 3. Who are the people and the roles relevant to your growth in your firm? So if you are working, who are those people who are relevant to your growth in the firm? You have to know the people, and then you have to intentionally engage them. I caught myself some time back having a conversation with a relevant person in my where I work. And then I was having this conversation with him and we're talking about the business. And I caught myself having conversations that were not related to the business. So immediately I had to say, no, let me have conversations related to the business so that the person knows that I am interested in the business. Anytime you are talking to people who are relevant in your business, give them the inclination that you are interested in what is happening in the business. Talk to them, let them know you are interested in the growth, in the development of the business. If there's any role coming up, let them know that you are interested in it. Sometimes we think that things will just happen to us, like, yeah, they know, they can see my work, they can see what I'm doing. No, nobody sees your work. even though they see it, but nobody sees it. You have to communicate what you are doing. You have to communicate the impact of what you are doing, right? It's okay to be all over the place, doing your work, doing what is expected of you. Let me tell you something. You will not get promoted by doing what is expected of you. Or let me say, you will not get noticed by doing what's expected of you. Because what is expected of you is what's expected of the role. So now you have to do things that will prepare you or show that you are ready for the next role. And one of the things is by engaging the relevant people in your space. Have those conversations with them. Ask them the questions. Probably you are eyeing a certain role. What are the expectations of that role? What should you do to be at that role? So that in the person's mind, they know, right? So in the person's mind, they know that you are interested in the role, you are interested in growing in the firm. So one thing I want you to do today is write the names of the people that you know are relevant to assist you to move to the next level. Write their names down. Okay? Write their names down. And then start strategically aligning conversations that you can have with them that places you as somebody who is relevant to the business and somebody who is ready to take the business to the next level. When you do this, anytime you go into conversations with them, what happens is that you're not caught off guard. You say the most important things, you say the things that will catch their attention. I mean, you can have some off conversations, but you should be very strategic about it. By the time that a relevant person leaves a conversation with you, they should know that you are interested in the business, you are interested in growing in the business, and you are aligning yourself for that. Okay, so those are the conversations they remember. And that is how come they're able to tie what you are doing to the next level of your growth. Point number 4. Create a sheet and record how activities or actions are adding value to the firm. You know, anytime you go for interviews, they ask you that. So, what did you add to the firm where you are working? What difference do you bring? Did you add to your business? And what difference will you even bring to the job that you are applying for? Guys, don't go to YouTube and go and copy general information answers. If you want to speak to the issues, you have to start writing them down, right? They say the shortest pen has the longest memory than. Oh, there's a saying about memory like that. Guys, help me in the comment section. I've forgotten it. But what it says is when you write it down, it's easier for you to remember than when you keep it in your memory. Anytime you read it, it sticks with you. Anytime you read it, it sticks with you. Anytime you read it, it really, really sticks with you. So, what are the activities that you are doing that are adding impact to the business? And the key word here is impact. Some activities are not really adding impact. They are just like tick boxes. So you should be careful you don't prioritize or put too much attention on those things. So you remember the Pareto principle, the 80-20 rule. 20% of your input should give you 80% of your output. So today is 20% of your input in the business giving you 80% of the output, or you are working, the input is as commensurate to the output. It means that you are working too hard and you are not working strategically. It means that you have tactics without a strategy. And that is not good for your business. That is not good for your career. So now you want to look at the activities, you want to look at the people, and you want to look at the impact. So as you work, especially as a manager, what are the activities what are the activities you are working on? How are you growing people? And what is the impact on the business? Because as a manager, so there are 3 levels of management, right? The manager who manages people, the manager who manages other managers, and the manager who manages the system, right? So we have people who manage the strategy, the system, and people who manage other managers, and managers who manage other people in the firm or manage activities, right? If you have to grow as a manager, you need to know how to develop people. You need to get to that point where you can develop people. You just don't have to be at the activity level. Move from the activities into the arena of developing people, and then record the impact that those tactics you are putting in is having on the business. So that's point number 4. Point number 5, gain professional certification and join associations to build credibility in your space. Get professional certifications. It's very, very important. Some of us are so good at what we do, but we do not have the paper to show for it. You're in Ghana. People want to see the paper. And that's one thing about being emotionally intelligent. You must understand what the space is asking for. You know, if you want to get into a space, you should know what the space is asking for. Get into that space before you can cause change. That's how change happens. So my question to you is, the work that you are doing, do you have professional certifications? If not, start working on your professional certifications. If you're a marketer, you can look at SIM UK, SIM Ghana. If you're an accountant, you are looking at ACCA, you are looking at ICA. If you're a tax person, all those certifications that you need, you have in your field, know about them and get there. Get those certifications. Now, when you get those certifications, make sure that you are part of associations. Being part of associations in your space will help you to grow credibility. Now, you get to know people, you get to be accepted in the space, because there are certain opportunities that come within that space. So there are certain roles where people are looking for CMOs, like chief marketing officers, CFOs. They like to go to associations and get some recommendations. At certain level, the job that you're going to get is going to be by recommendation. And when you are in these spaces, you easily get recommendations if you are an active participant. You get to know what the industry is asking for. You get to get recommendations, like I said. You get to build your personal brand. People get to experience you, and you get to experience other people. Your personal brand is really what the experience people have of you. Then if you go on social media, you can also create an online brand by talking about your experiences, trying to be a thought leader in your space, and things like that. So that helps you to gain credibility. So I've spoken about 5 important things. Your mentality, setting your goals based on international standards, and your goals should be based on skill, not what you get from your employer. Knowing the relevant people in your space and aligning closely with them, having conversations that will help you be accepted and become top of mind in their thinking. Then create a sheet that records your activities and actions and how they are adding value to your business. And the flow can be activity, people. So your activities, the people that you are developing or growing, and the impact that is having on the business. Then you also want to gain professional certification, join association, so that it increases your credibility in the space and also opens you up for better opportunities. Okay. So guys, if you are still here with me, let me know, among these 5, which one really resonates with you? Among these 5, which one really resonates with you? Let me know in the comment section. Okay. So I'm going to drop a link in the comment section. So this is a page or a document that I have prepared that is going to help you go through everything that I have shared with you. It's going to help you to find the skills that are relevant in your space on a global level and how you can align what you have, your skills today. I mean, do the gap analysis and see how you can grow to meet those global level skills, right? Don't be a local champion. Seek to grow on the global level, right? Seek to grow on the global level. Now, I'm going to show you a prompt that you can put in ChatGPT that will help you to align your skill set today. So I'm going to read it out. It says that I am a, and you put in your role, right? In a industry. So let's say I'm a marketing manager in a fintech industry, right? Benchmark the skills required to perform at global best in class level in this role and provide a framework to measure my current capabilities against those standards. So before you put this in, you must do an audit of yourself and find out what your skills set are in relation to your current role. So put in all your skill sets and then put in this prompt. So I'm going to put a prompt in the chat box. So before you put in this prompt, you have to mention what your skill sets are. Then it will help you now do the gap analysis, right? So you use those rules as a benchmark. You do the gap analysis, and then now you set your goals based on where you want to be in the year 2026. So there will be a lot. Don't set too many of them. It makes reaching them difficult. Maybe between three and five. Maybe five between 3 and 5, right? You can set between 3 and 5 goals for your career or the skill set that you want to grow to increase your capabilities, and then you start working at it. And in the document that I've shared with you, there are lots of prompts that you can use. That's the technology I was talking about that you can use to help you develop those necessary skills relevant to your position for you to work at a global level, for you to be accepted at a global level. Okay, so at this point, I want to take some questions from you. If you have any questions about what I have shared now, you can drop it in the comment section, and then let's have a conversation about the questions that you have. I'll try my best to give you as much information that I can. So we are live on LinkedIn, we are live on YouTube, we are also live on Instagram, right? So any questions that you have about your career in 2026, you can drop them in the comment section and then we can talk about them. But in the meantime, I've shared the link. You can go and check it out to have access to the document that you can help you on YouTube, on ChatGPT, to develop skills that you can use to as a benchmark to do your gap analysis for where you want to be in the year 2026. Also, one other thing that you should know is you need to develop your leadership skills. And for that reason, I have a book, The Shift from Peer to Leader. I wrote this book last year. It's a workbook actually, and it's going to help you to develop from just being. So this is what happens, right? Most people work as with their colleagues. They are all peers at, let's say, supervisor role or something like that. And now when they move to managerial role, that shift can be very, very disturbing. It can muddy the waters if you have not developed the skills to manage people and manage skill properly to work as a team. So your team really, really deserves a better version of you. So get this book. I'm going to share the link in the comment section so that you can get access to my book. It's called The Shift from Peer to Leader. And I think that everyone here should get that book if you really, really want to grow in the year 2026. If you want to grow your skill, you really need to get that book. So get my book. I'll share the link in the comment section shortly. So if anyone has any questions I'll take the questions. Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram. Let's get the conversation going. If you have any questions, take the questions in the comment section. Amanda, Silas, everyone that we have here. So I'll share the link in the comment section to the book, The Shift from Peer to Leader. Okay. So because you probably be typing your questions, I'll just give some few minutes. If you have any questions, if there are no questions, then we would call it a wrap. And I hope that the 5 steps that I've shared with you are very helpful and they're going to help you in developing your career goals for the year 2026. For me, one of the most important things that I wish you would all have is the growth mentality and not the arrival mentality. Because the arrival mentality really creates a ceiling for you. It makes you unable to grow. And you are a function of your thoughts more than the things, your activities or your actions. Because your actions is a function of what you think, what you accept, what you don't accept. That's what really moves you to behave the way you behave. So if you get your thoughts, your thinking patterns right, it's easier for you to get aligned to act in a way that will help you to grow. Okay. Any questions yet? Okay. So I'll drop the link for you to get my book, The Shift from a Peer to Leader. And thank you so much for spending your time with me. Thank you for investing in your growth. Thank you. And I hope that the goals that you're going to set, your career goals that you're going to set for the year 2026, will really be focused on developing your skills and not just getting more money. Because when you develop your skills and you become top of class, you have relevant world class skills, it's easy for you to make the money that you want. And you may even get more than you deserve. So thank you for spending your afternoon with me. If you have any questions you're not able to type here, you can send me a message. We can have a conversation through my DM, or you can send me at kwabena@kwabnadapa.com. My email is kwabna@kwabnadapa.com. And we can have a conversation and we can pick it up from there. Thank you so much and enjoy the rest of your weekend. Bye for now.